keep on doing the stimulation in these patients, IUI, it is not going to help. Again, it can be offered to younger patients if prolonged infertility is there, poor reserve is there, and of course other procedures have failed. Age is a very important factor and duration of infertility. These two are very important factors which has to be taken into consideration whenever you are advising your patient to go for some form of therapy. And you have to keep in mind the mean treatment conception interval should not be more than 9 months. That should be the aim. Whenever the patient comes to you, within 9 months, patient should go get pregnancy. How she is going to get pregnancy, that you have to decide. Whether the IUI will give you a pregnancy or IVF, that doesn't matter. Patient has come to you for conception, so you have to have an aim of 9 months from start to end. Here you can see the effect of age on the fecundity, and you see when the patient gets advanced age, the conception rate goes down. So you have to keep that thing in mind. This is normal fecundity. Again, data from 20,000 plus patients. As the age advances, your conception rate is going down. Outcome of IVF in different age groups. You can see here again the age is very important factor in decision making. So you have to keep age in decision making whenever you are deciding IVF. Now what about the diminished ovarian reserve? It is not only age. You have to take other factors into account. And what are the other factors? AMH is the first marker which gets affected in younger patients. So whenever you are having a young patient and with low age, that is a warning sign that this patient is having very less time and you have to enhance the procedure so she can get a conception with her own egg. AFC is another marker which can decide whether this patient, if you are having a low AMH, patient is having has not received any treatment. He is having tubes patent. There is no other male factor. But AFC is good. Then you can give her some time in simpler procedure. But if the AMH is low, AFC is low, that is not the time when you will advise a simpler procedure like IUI in that patient. And FSH is the last marker which is increased in cases of diminished ovarian reserve. See, AMH is a warning to act fast. Don't ignore it. If you are having a young patient, decrease AMH, normal AFC, speed up the management. Young patient, decrease AMH, decrease AFC, earliest referral will be helpful in giving a good prognosis to that patient. Elderly patient, decrease AMH, normal AFC, earliest IVF referral will give her good chance of conception. And of course, elderly patient with decreased AMH, decreased AFC, immediate IVF with guarded prognosis. That is very important. There is a lot of risk of cycle cancellation in elderly patient. And here you can see the cutoff value coming from a very good study. All subjects, when the AMH value is more than less than 1.4, that is the cutoff value when the patient should go for IVF. Age is 38 years. 38 years is the cutoff. If a patient is presenting to you at 38 years, probably that is the time you advise the patient to go for IVF. These are some of the good clinical guidelines. IVF must be offered as a first-line treatment of women of advanced maternal age. So age is very important factor, irrespective of cause of infertility. Bilateral tubal block again is a absolute indication for performing IVF at any age. And other indications are doubtful tubal patency, endometriosis, moderate alteration of semen characteristic, and unexplained infertility, and failed IUI. Now, what about male factor? Mild to moderate male factor, 3 to 4 cycles of IUI. If patient doesn't conceive, you go for IVF. Severe male factor, earliest referral, nothing doing, no IUI, no medical management, patient should go for IVF-ICSI. Azoospermia, if you are having and convince the patient that surgically the sperm can be retrieved, then the patient should go for advanced technique. Otherwise, donor IUI can be done in these cases. When the patient is having multiple factor along with male factor, I think these are the patients, they should be earliest to go for IVF ICSI. So ICSI remains the first choice for male factor. Infertility, if you are having male factor, even IVF is not indicated. There are no RCTs whether IVF is to be done or ICSI, but it is our experience over the period that ICSI remains a better choice than the IVF. Now these are very recent guidelines on male infertility, AAU, ASRM guidelines. A clinician may advise an infertile couple with a low total motile sperm count on repeated semen analysis that IUI success rate may not be good, and the patient should go for ICSI. These are some of the situations where IUI may not be very helpful and patient should go for ICSI, IVF. These are clinical decision making. Again, IVF has got 7 times higher likelihood when you compare with any indication. So proper selection is key for successful IVF. Time-bound planning, that is very, very important. More than 4 cycles of IUI is not recommended in any scenario, and timely referral will give you a better outcome. Endometriosis, again, endometriosis grade 1, grade 2, IUI 3-4 cycles. In grade 3, grade 4, it is better to do surgery or without surgery. Patient should go for IVF if you want to optimize the cycle. It always remains a debate, surgery or IVF. You have to choose a path, whether you have to go straight or you have to go through mountain. What are the factors which decides IVF or surgery? Is age of patient and ovarian reserve. These 2 factors are very, very important to help in decision making. And this is some of the review where IVF is recommended over ICSI in all grade 3, grade 4. In recurrent endometriosis, again proceed directly for ICSI. There is no surgery required. So I will be just rushing. In 1 minute I will be finishing. Advanced is low MH, low FC. Again, it is advised to go straightward. This is the latest 2022 guidelines. Again, it says that IVF should be preferred over surgery in these patients. What about anomaly disorders? Again, if it is a simple anovulation, you can go for stepwise treatment. But if there is a combined multiple factors, again, earliest referral is required. This is our PCOS 3. IVF is not the first line, second line treatment in anomaly infertility. So it is a third line. Unexplained infertility. Lastly, IUI 4 cycles, no conception, proceed for ICSI or IVF. This is again a very recent paper which typically said that not more than 3 to 4 cycles of IUI and unexplained infertility if the patient doesn't conceive. So go for IVF. So dear friends, what are the important factors which will help you in deciding? Complete evaluation on first visit. Correct diagnosis must to decide the future course. Re-evaluate after each failed cycle. That is very, very important. Timeline to move to the next level. Purpose is to minimize treatment conception interval within 9 months, and of course timely referral will help you in optimizing the treatment. Thank you very much for your kind attention. I take this opportunity to invite all of you on behalf of Indian Fertility Society. In December we are having Fertility 2022. So please join us at Hyderabad. Thank you very much.